Well, joining me live for the latest on this is Adam Hancock. He's a reporter based in Johor Bahru in Malaysia. Adam, yet more lockdowns in China with millions of people under restrictions. What do you know about these latest measures?
Yes, millions of people under restrictions. And what we know is that it's not just centered on one area of the country. This is in cities right across China. You've got Guangzhou, Zhengzhou, far-flung regions even such as Tibet. And these aren't just short lockdowns. Some places now, we're hearing reports they've been in lockdown for months. We had some footage yesterday, which was posted online, supposedly showing protests out in Tibet with people who have been locked down for months because of this zero COVID policy. And it's affecting everywhere. Even the capital, Beijing, certain measures are being introduced there now. The Universal Studios Resort as well, the theme park, that's closed because of a COVID prevention measure. And as you mentioned, Wuhan, where this all started nearly 3 years ago now, yet another lockdown for them. And I was reading a report earlier where they spoke to a resident of Wuhan who described the people there as being just numb to this now. They're just fed up with it because it's gone on for so long and there's been repeated lockdowns. Now, China has a number of strategies, obviously mass testing. They try to avoid whole cities being completely locked down. Instead, they lock down districts. If you live in an apartment block and there's a case or a suspected case in your building, often that building is locked down for 2 weeks. But obviously, with these new transmissible variants, it's very, very difficult to control the spread of the virus. And we're seeing these lockdowns just popping up everywhere, getting bigger and getting harder to control. So it's very much another week, another lockdown, really, as China continues to strive to keep these outbreaks under control.
Yeah, Adam, it really is just this endless cycle, it seems like, of opening up and locking back down again. Is there any indication of if and when China might end this zero COVID policy and return to normal life?
Well, that is a question that I'm sure many people in China would like to know the answer to, and many people around the world as well. Of course, there's economic effects to this. A lot of people who do business in China are unable to get there. Students can't go back and study. In terms of when this might end, everyone was looking towards the CCP Congress last week for any answer. Didn't seem to be any loosening of the measures in the speech by Xi Jinping. And he spoke quite recently about how this is a war on the virus and that everyone must go to war against the virus. So they're not toning down anything. There's little tweaks occasionally. Some of the quarantine measures for international arrivals have been softened a little bit. Some student visas are now being given out as well, allowing people to return. But the way the measures are going at the moment, there's certainly no indication that this is going to stop. And the question is how they stop it as well, given the fact that there's question marks over the vaccines that China are using and also how little of percentage-wise of the population have actually caught the virus. If they do let this loose, it's going to be rife, it's going to be everywhere. There's going to be pressure on hospitals, particularly in remote areas of the country. We have seen COVID zero nations, Australia, New Zealand, Singapore, they've given up, they've changed strategy, but that was after mass vaccinations, and they've kind of managed to ride the wave. Whether or not China could do that, who knows? But for now, given how many people are in lockdown and given the economic turmoil this is causing, there's no end in sight to the zero COVID strategy.
All right, Adam Hancock in Johor Bahru, Malaysia. Adam, thank you.